Good evening and welcome back to Oddsparks. I have done a little bit of thing off camera here because I wanted to make this a bit more streamlined as it would be. I remember that we've unlocked the ability to cut the clumps down to pellets and that we had loads of pellets. So I put a little thing in here where we drop all the clumps into there, they drop down to pellets, the pellets go in here and this goes into here to make the aether shards. The shards then come down to this box here, which then split evenly between this one, and that just keeps everything flowing nicely. Everything seems to just keep running all the time, which is fantastic. Because we need more things. We need more sparks, more bits and pieces, more everything. So, there we go. There's the 10 sparks there. Awesome. So we now have 20 sparks on us, which is fantastic because we want to go into the mountains. Yes, we do. We're into the mountains to here. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's go. Let's go. We have a ladder. We have several ladders. So hopefully we can get there. So the character that you play can climb up one point. So here you can climb up that because it's only one high. However, this is too high. We can't climb that. It's like 4 high or something. I also don't think a ladder can actually reach that. No, ladder's too high for that. Ladder only does 2 heights. So we have to still find an easier way to get up. So like here, for instance, so we can climb up into this one, but then we can't get any further. Can't get any further here. So that's where we build a ladder. So we put a ladder in there, and maybe put a ladder in there, and then we can click on this and climb, and then click on this and climb, and we're up. Hurrah! Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Nice. Okay. There are things in the mountains that are fun and also a little bit frustrating. So fluted vents will zoom you around. So ready? Here we go. Zoom. Fantastic. There is this stuff here, which is it slows you down, so you walk through it and it makes you slower. The fluted vents can be frustrating because this one, if you walk into it from this angle, you don't go straight, you go at an angle. So you could fly from this one to back to there, which would be very annoying. And it's entirely possible to fly across, not make it, fall down into a ravine, and run around for ages trying to find your way back out again. So yeah, the coral trees can all be chopped down. Let's chop down some coral trees. We want to get a bit of coral. So let's would you go chop down some trees? Go. Awesome. See, sparks don't stop in the mist; they just slow down. So it's not a problem. It doesn't actually harm them. So. It does mean, however, if you're trying to run away from creatures, well, that can cause problems because, well, if you run away from a creature into this, it's going to slow you down. And I pushed the wrong button to stop the recording, but that's okay. I noticed it straight away. Awesome. Okay. The technical issues never seem to stop. Okay. So we have some coral, which are. Generally, coral tends to be stuff that just kind of gets in the way, so yeah. Okay, so let's have a quick nosy nose around and make sure nothing's there. We have a container there that's broken, that's stuck into stone, so we can't actually break the container open. But what we want is this stuff. We want to gather this. So if I smack that there, boom, that drops quartz, and we need 20 quartz to complete the quest to get things going here. Also, we have a shrine, and we definitely want to look at the shrine. So, much sturdier than wooden sparks, and heavier too. They won't be pushed. Awesome. So, let us see what the Rocky Spark Shrine does. The ancient ruin glow lightly under your touch, and the carvings on the stone begin to shift. Test start. Attempt to create 1 Rocky Spark. Connection not found. Test failed. To reconnect, unlock Machine Range 3. Oh no! We haven't got Machine Range 3 unlocked. Ah, that's okay. I'm going to put the sparks away because there might be bad guys up here and I don't want them attacking them. I'm going to gather some of this quartz. Nice. This is just stone. I'll break these because we need to know what's inside them. So stone. I think some of them may contain quartz. Oh no, pebbles. They contain pebbles. So you see they now it says at the top of the screen rock, stone and pebbles, whereas this one is boulder, unknown. No swords, no smack, so we can't be, yeah, so that requires something heavier than we have to do there. There is an ancient support that is a medium-sized one, so we have different supports for things like that. So yeah, this is this giant quartz node, giant rock here. Works the same way as a tree. You put a miner on it and it gives you infinite resources, so we definitely want that. Let's venture a bit more. Let's go over here. Zoom. Got over here. Gather a bit more quartz. We need 20 of it, so. Seven. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a waypoint. Nice. Nice. So we have a waypoint. Aha! And there is an enemy. Hello, enemy. A Pengus. A Pengus. We should probably fight a Pengus. Let's go down there and fight a Pengus. Here we go. Blum, blum, blum. Pengus time. So, let me army and go. Pengus jumps up in the air and attacks and then stuns because of the purple thing. So you have to keep calling your guys back. If they stay in the miasma, as it says here, they're stunned and they take damage over time. So they don't instantly die, but if they stay in there for too long, they will die. It also hurts you as the player, so gotta be careful of that. And we need Pengus Tengens for things later, so future knowledge coming in help there. So let me gather 20 quartz, and then we'll go back to the Mason Sisters and hand that quest in, and then we'll find out what we need to get range 3, 4, whatever it was, in order to unlock the shrines out here. Okay, wandered around, killed a few more Pengus, found a few more quartz things. Everything is awesome. So let's examine this and see what we can do here. So we can, oh, I've already added some stuff into this. I forgot about that. So we can unlock the inventory upgrade, which adds another row to our inventory. There we go. Awesome. We can unlock the global production. Nice. There we go. And we can also unlock the copy tool, which is probably why it hasn't been working for ages. I was trying to copy things. Oh, you can copy. Oh, that's new. I think that's new. I don't remember being able to do that before. You want quartz, typically, and I only have enough quartz to complete the quest. Let's see what the Mason Sisters do with the quartz first, though. Let's do this. Let's complete their quest. Let's get rocking. Okay, boom. So we can make the stone cutter can now cut stone into sheets or tiles and pebbles, which is nice. And we can make a drill. Beautiful. Shiny stone cutters for you. I don't want to shiny drill and stone cutter for you. Working with stone being much easier now. Awesome. Okay. Unfortunately, they didn't have a pedestal with quartz on it. I thought they might get a pedestal with quartz on it, but they didn't. So the mountains have coral, you know. It's super cool because we can produce a whole new kind of stone with it. All we need is some new machinery for you and your sparks. Our buildings will be big and strong. Just bring us a few and we'll have things for you in no time. Oh, you want stone plates, not coral. You don't want coral. Think about how cool nature is. We can refine materials to get something completely new. So you talk about coral, but you don't want coral. Very annoying. Oh. Let's go down to the merchant and have a speak with him. Yes, we have killed Spunnies, so good work. To be honest, all of this is a little close to a war machine. I suppose butchering animals for meat is much kind of the same of distasteful. A lot of people are interested in your sparks, you know, perhaps a little too interested. Thankfully, our attempts at solving this diplomatically is working quite well. As long as we keep the sparks safely here, we shouldn't have much of an issue. With a grand legion of literal walking clubs and swords, you seem insistent on making. Won't have an issue with the amount. Okay, sorry. Misread that. Okay, boom. Nice. Okay, let's go up here. So you want more stuff we don't have. We completed this quest as well. Thank you for bringing me this. Now we can have as many leads as we want whenever we need. Awesome. And you will just leaves there. Can I change this recipe of this machine? I can. Beautiful. There you go. So they're always filled up with leaves. Nice. I don't know if we need leaves up here or not, but it's just free resources, so might as well. I've been thinking, you and your sparks can get into the mountains now. Your production line in the area could still be more efficient. She wants rope and fluted coral, which which gives us a zip line, elevator, and a cannon. Okay, but I don't have rope unlocked yet. Do I? No, we don't have rope unlocked yet. Okay. Okay, so let me, oh, aha. Saw it, I saw it. The merchant has a quest for us. Let me share some of my merchant wisdom with you. What you need right now is to get your sparks working on textiles, which respectable town wouldn't boast something as elegant as fibre crafts. However, for the loom to work, you need pengus tendons. Now you've expanded into the mountains, you can hunt pengus there. They're very annoying to deal with. Only you could take away the miasma and shoot. They shoot out and then decisively attack. Yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so you want stuff. You want 4 pengus tendon. Okay, how many pengus tendon did I get? What's life without beauty and convenience of fabrics? You'll see, just what you need. Okay, I got 3 pengus tendon. Could we use 1? Okay, right. So let me go and get another piece of quartz so we can increase the range here. I might get some pengus tendons as well. You want tree bark and leaves, which we can also get. So I might complete this one here as well. So let me be right back. And through the magic of video editing, boom, boom, boom. Awesome. Once we build a loom, and the loom can combine leaves and bark to make a rope, which is beautiful. Marvelous. Now you can produce rope, and I can have textiles. I always say that everyone has need for cloth. Good to know you agree. Awesome. Another quest. Turns out our workstations are becoming the talk of the scientific community. One particular scientist seems very focused on those etheric jelly bed thingies that the sparks work on. Okay, she thinks there can be ways of controlling workstations without giving instructions to sparks. Something about signals and binary algebra. I know, I don't understand it either. It's all geek to me. However, she's given me a few blueprints for free, and I'm sure if you or I alone can understand them, maybe we can spare some materials and we'll figure them out together. Awesome. So they give us wire and things. I thought they did unlock with the scientist actually, but cool. I knew I could count on you. You know, I wasn't actually sure on whether I should come here, but I'm very happy with my decision. Excellent. Okay, we also have this done. Machine made tree. Woot. Nice. And we've unlocked some new stuff here. Awesome. Okay, spark crusher, all that lets us, instead of doing just one type of spark, we can do all of them. Lock enemy, I don't think I've ever really used, but you can target enemies specifically and they will lock onto them themselves, so that's fine. The machine range 4 requires a rocky spark and a limestone. Okay, so let's go and get the arty spark and the rocky spark, shall we? Before we do that, let's go to the woodsman. He apparently has another quest for us. You go to the woodsman, and when you update him on what's happening, you mention the arty spark you recently discovered. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Actually, I've been making paints by hand and gathering pigments out of nature for the craftsman. It's getting difficult. You'll need paint for the arty spark, which would create paint in the workstation, and maybe some way to apply the paint too. How about it? Awesome. Okay. Never really use paint. I know I can count on you. You're better than you think. Oh, it hurts. Okay, arty sparks. Okay, so what do these dudes do? Take the time to organise things a little better. Splash of colour feels nice. Okay. With a touch, the shrine whirs into life and checks that everything is still working. You're ready to help when this time it spits out a new strange creature into your arms. Shrine registers that the arty spark has been reactivated as part of the test. Wiggles his head, ready to receive instructions. However, it turns into a puff of and yeah, we know the story. Okay, so these do blunt damage. They're not really efficient at doing damage or carrying or anything. They're no better than normal sparks. However, I used to have this haircut. I used to have a haircut like this. It's still quite popular though. You can paint buildings with them. So you can throw them into into paint. You put them into, like, this is white paint here, and then you can paint with a turpentine. That would clear the colour of them, and then you can paint buildings with them. I do not know what the purpose of painting buildings is. It might be something to do with logic. It might just be something to do with being visual to help out with color coding, like your base, to make things easier. I'm not sure, but it's something I never really used. I might look into it a bit more to try and figure something out with it, but I don't know. There's also a blue paint bucket here, so yeah, we could paint things blue. They're not one use, so I don't know if we can paint this. Let's give it a try. So the way to use them is you have one active, you throw it into the paint bucket of choice, bloop, and they become the colour. See, it's blue, and that's blue. And then you throw it onto a building of choice. It splats, and we'll paint the building. But it won't paint the building because obviously we can't paint shrines, I guess. So, but what you can do is grab some more paint, and you can paint roads with them. Splat. I don't know why. I don't know what the purpose of it is. I'm sure somebody who's played this game more can let me know, but I don't actually understand the purpose of the arty shrines, other than maybe it is just to make things colourful. There's another. Did I miss this one? I must have missed this one. Oh, we do have a second one, so we could farm more aether there, which would be cool. Okay, let's go up to the shrine up here, shall we? And this shrine will do much of the same thing. Where's into life? Throws out a rocky spark. Ooh, look at this one. So this is the first one we have that is stone-based, and stone-based ones do different damage types. Says you give instructions and tend to there you go. Boom. Nice. Okay, it's got a 2 defense, so it can take hits. Normally all our sparks can take 1 hit and they die. This one can take 2 hits before it dies, which is nice. Look, little geodes. Please don't try to crack this one open. The Mason sisters, yes. But what these can do, so we were unable to break these big boulders. Now you can. Look, he can headbutt it because he does a different type of damage. He does impact damage, I think it is. Let's go down to the sparks down here. Here. So all these are wood sparks. So they all do blunt damage. That does none. They all do blunt. This does cutting damage, but it's still wooden cutting damage. Whereas this does impact damage. And impact damage is different. So it lets you, you see at the top of the screen there, it says no cutting, no blunt. We need impact to break one of these giant boulders. He's not very fast because, well, there's only one of him, but you can see, boom, there you go. Look at that. Smash the boulder, got all them drops for us. Beautiful, 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 nice. And if I smash that one, that will give me even more quartz and things, so excellent. So I'm going to go and hand these in because we want to hand them in to get some things done there. What other quests do we currently have that we could possibly... You want stone plates, that's going to require us building things. That's going to require us building things. Fluted coral is these things. These fluted vents, we get it from that. You can only get it from them via a impact guide. You can't use the blunt ones to do it. So we're going to have to... Oh, no, hang on. No, apparently not. Apparently not. Oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. They are cutting ones, aren't they? Yes, you can only get it from cutting them. Yes, there we go. Nice. But the problem to that is that obviously if you get rid of all these, you then can't jump around. And you really do want to be able to jump around in places. There are some you can get rid of, like, you know, I can get rid of those two because that leads to here, we can walk around. That leads to there, we can walk around, no problem. That's the same, we can get rid of that one as well. Let's do that. Oh, there we go. Get some more fluted coral. Nice. How many fluted coral do you want? 10. We've got 3. You don't always get one from breaking it. That one I want to leave because that travels over to there. So I want to leave that one alone. This one I want to leave because that travels over to this side. This one also travels over to the same place. So let's get rid of this one. And then we've got 3, 4, 5 coming back. So what I'm going to do is probably jump over there and destroy some of these and filter some out and try and get some stuff done. for the fluted coral. We still need to make rope. So we're going to have to start making some more things. You want pellets, wooden panels, and ropes. And you want leaves, quartz, and tree bark. Well, we can do that one. Okay, I will try and finish a few little quests off. Because you've seen what I'm doing here. I'm just going to come here and basically... come on, Sparks. Come on. There we go. I'm going to get rid of all of these here. With the exception of that one. I want to keep that one. So that will lead us back. That's fine. Ah, there's a container there as well. We could open that container with our blunt guy and see what we get from it. So, nice. Let's do that as well. Get rid of those. And we've got 10. Nice. Okay, let's put those away. Let's get this guy here. Let's throw him onto this container here. Zoom. He's going to take a long while to break that open. Well done, little guy. Well done indeed. Awesome. And then in here we had some clumps. That's okay. We'll take some clumps. That's nice. But also, now we can actually get rid of these. Look, he can headbutt them and break them to get rid of them. So if they're in the way, then go. Also, once you've emptied them, they're probably not really worth keeping anyway, because although they have an input, they don't have an output. So, yeah, probably worth getting rid of anyway. So, but honestly, I'm not going to do that here. Let's go and finish up some of these quests and see what we can unlock. Quartz, leaves, tree bark. Okay, let's see what the Divine Researcher has to say. Excellent work. You can only create the Rocky Spark in the Spark workstation. It's a bit bigger than the Spark workbench you've been working with so far, and you'll need to place it on ancient supports. You'll figure it out. Okay, so the Spark workstation is the bigger one. We saw the medium ones in the mountains. That's what we need to do with that one. But we get 10 Rocky Sparks and 10 Arty Sparks. Nice. It's quite the amount of sparks now. Sometimes even more than you need. Wouldn't it be great if sparks had their own way to deactivate themselves and come back to work as needed? I'm sure I can design something that fits the bill. You bring me a few things. Ah, the spark itemizer and the spark activator. So this basically sparks walk into it and become items again. They become the discs, and the activator puts the discs back into the world. They have their uses, but again, not something I ever really do. So, yeah, there's a break, just like we do. Okie dokie, right. And if we come up to the woodcutter, and we borrow the leaves from your tree and borrow the leaves from your tree, and then just throw them in your box. Job done. The craftsman and I share a lot of excellent jokes. We ran out. Now conversations are as exciting as watching paint dry. No, awesome. Okay, so we have more items to do there, and we have the Spark workstation here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Okay. So, I think we're going to leave this one here. Yep, I think we're going to leave this one here. We shall come back next time, and we shall carry on with some other things. So we need stone plates, rope, and pellets and things. That this can be done kind of now, as can this one here. So let's pin these two to the thing so I can do those two. Well, we can't do a rope for this one, can we? No. Okay, I'm pin that one. Rope, cool, stone plates. Okay, so we need to get some more bits. Okay, but we'll do that next time. I think I put something in here as well. Yes, Spark Rush. We've unlocked Spark Rush. But awesome. That means that if we have two different types of sparks in here, rather than pushing R just to fire one, we can double tap it, or double tap it, and all the sparks, no matter what type they are, will run forward. Can be useful if you have different types of sparks for doing different types of things. Like you might want the choppy sparks to do damage on a creature, and the other one, the rocky sparks, to do damage on the shell of a creature, for instance. So that can be quite useful. But okay, so let's do this one here. Let's come back next time, and then we will carry on from there. We can unlock some of these things here and stuff. So awesome. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.